everybody, how's it going out there? Well, it's great, it's going good for you, but for YouTubers, particularly furry YouTubers, it's been a rough week, alright guys? I will say it, I will admit that straight up. And this isn't even going into the whole, and that's even disregarding the whole change to the YouTube channel, being a YouTube partner guidelines. Basically, you have to have 1,000 subscribers to become a YouTube partner, and if you're not above that rate, they're going to cut you off. And you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time, of viewer watch time within the past year. So basically, if you take this date here and you go back 1 year, if you don't have people having watched 4,000 hours of your content, you lose YouTube monetization status. And so basically the long and the skinny of it is that they want to make sure you're still an active user and that you're still actively bringing in views instead of like having like really past videos, just sort of past videos that sort of like have lost sort of reverence, making you money even if they're making very little money. So for a channel like this, the 4,000 hour thing is actually not bad because I've actually done the math. I'm 37% the way there on watch hours. I'm 21% their way there, or 27% the way there on views. So as long as like for a channel like this where I'm making content, it should be relatively easy if I have 1,000 subscribers to maintain that kind of viewership. For people who don't make content that often, such as differently, which we'll actually get into later in this episode, that make content not so often, that could be trickier to obtain. And I don't know if this actually does affect them. It might. They haven't been making content all that often, and I don't know if they get enough views to maintain YouTube partnership. That'd be interesting to know, actually. I should probably talk with them about that, especially given the recent circumstances. But long of the short, the good news is that you will get to watch this channel ad-free. The bad news is if you are a YouTube Red subscriber, which I kind of convinced you to do early on, it's not going to get me any income anymore. So if it expires, it expires. Just let it go. And until I reach the part where I can become a YouTube partner again, don't do that, go off on that. I will be making an update to that video as I have made discoveries about it, and we'll try to fight back against this particular grievances that have been occurring with YouTube. We need to try and secure it as a platform in my mind, or maybe if it doesn't become secure as a platform, maybe someone else will rise from the ashes. Who knows? There's going to be a demand for video content out there, and we'll see what happens in the future. But long and the short of it, I'm going to lose my YouTube partner status come February 20th. But good on YouTube, by the way, I'm just going to put an asterisk here. Good on YouTube for finally communicating future actions to their user base. I think they've clearly learned the lesson after several freaking times of changing the algorithm and changing the states and changing everything, that communicating prior to doing something is the better way to go, and I want to encourage them to do it, even if it isn't great news. I want to encourage them to continue to communicate changes that will be in effect in the future. But to me, like, I really was hesitant to even become a YouTube partner. So I'm not personally angry about it. My first and foremost goal here is to inform and to make sure that the fandom gets its community news. And that'll always be my goal. The money is a tertiary thing. Like if it becomes big enough and demand enough where I can start doing it for a living, and start doing it on a more regular basis, that would be great. But at this point, I've got other things on my mind, and we'll go over that today as well. So let's get on with it. So we're going to talk about 3 furry YouTubers today that have had a bad rough of it week, regardless of the changes of YouTube's status or their YouTube partnership update. So we're going to go over those today. First is Majira Strawberry. Majira Strawberry is going on hiatus for a little bit from his channel after receiving a community strike against his channel over the Tide Pods video, in which I discussed on an earlier video, which you could find in the card up here. In that video, which is no longer available on YouTube, it has been pulled down. It basically had him and a guest star talking, making a sort of a joke video surrounding Procter & Gamble's Tide Pods. The first bit was just a random countdown with them consuming them in different ways. Obviously, these are fursuits. If we put something in the muzzle, it doesn't go in our mouth, so it just makes the meme all the more weirder. And the second bit was him washing the laundry, teaching people how to wash a fursuit with Tide Pods, in which he dumped the whole thing into the thing, which I don't think Procter & Gamble has any issue with that one, because hey, if you want to waste an entire bucket of Tide Pods on one fursuit wash, have at it, Hoss. You could buy another. They're like, yeah, do that. We like teaching people how to do bad things with our products in that way. That we're fine with that. But obviously, the last one also was pretty bad with the consumption thing, where they frickin' put Tide Pods on a cheese pizza, stuck it in the oven, and made a Tide Pod cheese pizza. Obviously, there's hazards around doing that too. You're going to have to clean out your oven and make sure that any chemical crap is cleaned out before you put any actual food in that particular situation. So there's a lot of, and the problem is that while they did the things jokingly, I think one of the biggest issues with the video itself that was deemed hazardous by Procter and by YouTube is that there wasn't really any on-video disclaimers. There might have been one in the description, but it really is necessary in these kind of situations to kind of put disclaimers in your video, to not consume the things and to not use them in an oven, and the hazards that are regardless of that. You know, text at the bottom of the screen saying, do not do this, this is not the proper way, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's important. And I think that's one of the big things that happened with the college humor one, and why that one still is deemed sort of acceptable by YouTube, and by that because the bookend of the joke is that these are poisonous products that can harm you, do not consume them, even though they look appetizing. And the whole belt of the joke is, at the intro they say, don't do this. At the extro they show the consequences of doing it. Spoiler alert. And so it's sort of that middle ground of the joke of, it looks so tempting and consumable, is sort of the thing in the middle, and the items bookending it put the reality into place. Whereas the Majira video really didn't do that. So that is one big thing here. But I have to say Procter & Gamble shouldn't get fully off scot-free of it. They could point to the internet all they want and blame the internet for the meme. And they're saying, well, that meme is causing harm to the families. But here is the thing. Memes are based upon a little foundation of truth. And the foundation of truth, which is highlighted in the college humor video, in any video or anything surrounding this meme, is that the product itself is designed to look appetizing. Here's the thing, Procter. You have people, chemists, and everything else. You have a large swath of our consumable products in the United States. You are almost a monopoly in what some people would say. You've grown as a company. You have many, many, many factories and many, many positions and chemists and all these things. You also have marketing and product psychologists. You should bear some responsibility for making Tide Pods look consumable and to not have any deterrence into their consumption. Let me give you an example. Nintendo didn't make anything about consumable products. They make video game systems and they make video games. Yet they had the foresight to go, when they were designing the Switch cartridges, to go, hey, these Switch cartridges are very dinky and small, and we're a family company, so it's very possible that a young child could get a hold of one of these little things and put it in their mouth and eat it. And these things are expensive. You don't want that happening. I mean, goodness gracious. I had to flip on the light switch because I was about to lose battery. Anyway. What I was saying. Anyways, I'm leaving that in, dang it. The light switch, okay? Or the switch. The switch switch. Alright? The switch has these little cartridges. And it was a meme to put it on your tongue, alright? To put it on your tongue because it had a bittering agent on it. Alright? Now this meme highlighted that Nintendo put in some forethought. That they put in some thought into going, hey, look, these have a safety feature. And people are like, really? That can't be true, can it? It's like, no, really, put it on your tongue. And people put it on the tongue, and they're like, oh my God, what is that? You know, that was a meme showing a company doing positive things with their product and doing that. Your meme shows a lack of that. Why can't you use the same bittering agent that Nintendo put on their cartridges onto your little Tide Pod things? Here's the thing, dude. I don't even make six figures. I'm not. And if I could figure something like that out, the person who designed these Tide Pods should be shown the door. Really, they should bear ownership of this meme. They're the ones that caused it because they didn't think, maybe we could put bittering agent on these little plastic pods so that little kids put them in their freaking mouths, they'll spit them up because they taste gross. Or maybe you don't worry about making your product look appetizing to the consumer and risk having it look appetizing to little kids when they get home, when the product's in their house, right? You guys have product psychology. You knew exactly what you were doing when you designed these things. You wanted to make it look pretty, make it look appetizing to the consumer. Not in you of course you didn't think of in the mouth sort of way, but in an essence, you made them look appetizing. You made them look aesthetically pleasing with the same skills and the same items that you used to design it for your consumable products. For your candy bars, for your sugar candies, you use the same philosophy and product understanding that you use on your consumables as you did on your chemical items. And it came back and bit you in the arse. And blaming a furry YouTuber or any YouTuber or the internet in general for the problem that you created shows your disgusting behaviors as a company. And quite honestly, based on these results, unless this guy is publicly fired, whoever designed this thing, publicly fired. I mean publicly. I want to see it happen. I want to see it, and I want to see that reason why. It's like this man designed these things with a heinous intent of making it look appetizing to the consumer without thinking of the consequence of that particular action on families who consume these things. All right? Or families who use these items in their household. I want to see that guy fired publicly. And until then, I'm not buying any one of your products. I will find out the long list of products you guys have. I'll put them on a list somewhere in the description below. And I'm not going to buy them. And I would encourage anyone else not to buy them either until the guy who should take ownership for the thing he gets paid to do takes consequence for his actions. Because until we as a nation and as a group of people start to look at the foundation of our problems in society and not blame random people on the internet pointing out a flaw in your product in a stupid and heinous and silly way, sure. But until they do that, I'm not going to do that. And this went on long enough. I think actually I'm going to just make this one video right now. And I'm going to break it into a part 2, and the part 2 will go over the other things. Because I went along a little longer on this Procter & Gamble thing than I thought I would, but I think it needed to be said. And I think it'd be the thing that needed to be highlighted in this video. So I'm just gonna call it a video here. I'm gonna get the hop out of here. Kick that like, kick the subscribe button, kick a comment in the comment section. What do you think about the whole Tide Pod issue? Do you think that companies should bear some responsibility for the problems in their products? and how the consumers consume them, especially if they're not consumed in the way of their intention. I'm going to get the hop out of here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in part 2, where we're going to go over more YouTube issues, and that'll show up on Monday, just so that there's some gap here.